Hey y'all, you asked for it, one of the things that you asked for, and here it is. I'm going to show you how I make meatloaf, and today I'm going to make meatloaf for two. Why? Because I only had enough meat to make meatloaf for two, okay, laid out. And I thought, well, you know, this would be good for like a new couple, a newly married couple, or maybe an elderly couple that is just them and their spouse. In my case, when it's just me and my husband, it would not be the recipe for more than two, but all you have to do is double it or triple it to make it for all your family, okay? So I'm gonna start off with showing you the meat that I'm going to use, and today I'm gonna use the 100% grass-fed ground beef from Aldi's, okay? This is just 1 pound, but this does not make a lot of fat because it is so lean, and so we're gonna go ahead and put it right on into my mixing bowl. Now, you don't have to stick with just ground beef. You can use ground chicken. Yes, you can. You can use ground turkey, and sometimes I like to mix it. I'll mix like my ground beef with my ground turkey or my ground chicken, and it helps kind of hide the chicken or the turkey, and the beef gives it the flavor. But today I just have the 1 pound of ground beef. Hey, Hannah, it's good to see you. We were talking about you at the dinner table on marriage retreat. Your mom and I were. I'm so glad that you're popping on here and enjoying my crazy cooking shows. We're gonna make meatloaf for two, and so you can always double it for more than two, but I just have the meat for two. I only had 1 pound of ground beef that needed to be cooked because it was defrosted, and so that's what we're gonna use, and then you can always do your own thing with it, okay? So we're gonna start off with this 2 pounds of ground beef. I've got my gloves handy because I'm gonna get my hands all down in there. And y'all are probably saying, why aren't you using your mixer? Well, I have limited cabinet space and I like to get my hands in there in it. So that's just kind of me, all right? And I appreciate all of you who have been watching and you've been giving me some advice from yourself as well, some tips, I take it. I need help, y'all. I have not arrived. I am just a 54-year-old crazy woman who likes to cook, but I would love to hear what you have to do as well. So get on here. We can share each other's videos, share each other's lives. That's what it's about, okay? Hey, Tracy, we're going to make meatloaf for two. This might come in handy for you and your husband unless y'all are huge meat eaters. If you are, you may want to add some more meat. But again, I just had a pound of the 100% grass-fed ground beef from Aldi's, and so that's what I'm going to use, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to add to it, okay? So we're going to start off, and I have some of the steel cut quick cook, y'all, that's a tongue twister. The steel cut oats, they're the quick cook in 5 minutes kind. I'm just using what I have. I don't like go out and shop for specific things just for some of these recipes. I just dig around and see what I have, okay? I'm going to use about 1/2 cup of this. I'm going to throw that in there. That's one of the parts that binds it a little bit. Now, I have advertised that this is going to be a gluten-free recipe, so I'm going to use the gluten-free plain breadcrumbs. Hello, Mary Wolf. And we are going to season it up because you can buy breadcrumbs that are seasoned the Italian style, but the gluten-free generally comes in plain, and I keep it around for when my baby son comes around because he is gluten intolerant, okay? Hi, Vicki Johnson. We're making meatloaf for two, okay? And so, yes, Tracy, you're finally catching me live. It's because I'm out of school today. President's Day. Thank goodness for presidents. I get a day off. You know how that is. All right, so I'm using the gluten-free plain breadcrumbs. We're making gluten-free meatloaf for two. I'm going to use about the same amount of it as I did the steel oats. So far I have added about 1/2 cup of steel oats. I don't know why I can't say that. And about 1/2 cup of the gluten-free plain breadcrumbs. We're going to set that to the side now that we've done it. Okay, now, because I'll tell you another way that you can do your oats. You can just open up a package of the like brown sugar and maple syrup oats that you get in like the box that are already pre-mixed, and you just pop them in the bowl in the microwave. You can use those too. I just don't have any. So I'm kind of going to make my own. So since I've already put my oats in here, I'm going to add, where did it go here? In front of my nose. Is that my brown sugar? Let me see. One of these is my brown sugar right here. I'm going to add a little bit of brown sugar. I'm just going to put a little pinch in there, okay? Because you don't want your meatloaf super sweet. I just probably put about a teaspoon in there. My brown sugar, and then I want just a touch of that maple that would be in that normal oatmeal package that I usually like to use. So I'm just going to do about, oh, can y'all see what I'm doing? I'm sorry. Here we go. I'm just doing like a couple of dashes, like probably a half a teaspoon. It could be very overpowering. It's that 100% pure stuff. I'm trying to get my husband off of syrup, y'all, for his pancakes, and like the regular syrup, and get him on the maple syrup. It's supposed to be better for you. I don't know. If one thing isn't going to kill us, something else will, right? That's what I'm saying. All right, so we've got our breadcrumbs. We have our oats. We've got a little bit of brown sugar and a little bit of maple syrup. Now again, I don't want my meatloaf super sweet, so I've just put little touches of that, y'all. I'm going to add 2 eggs. And y'all, I literally just started digging in the cabinet. What can I fix that I have promised them I would cook? And when I advertised earlier this weekend, I said that I would, or over the weekend, and I said that I would make made a list of things that I told you I would make. So I'm like, okay, what do I have that I can do today while I'm home? And that was 2 eggs. I'm going to do about a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. Worcester, I don't know. What do y'all call it? I don't have a clue, y'all. My whole life we've called it Worcestershire sauce. Okay, now the next thing, and again, I have to be careful because this is just 1 pound of beef. Normally I'd cook like 3 pounds. I just don't have that today, so I'm just showing like a smaller version. Because there's a lot of you 2 people households out there. All right, I am going to cut up and put in my little mini chopper. I'm going to take off this scraggly looking part. I'm going to wash this off real quick, y'all. Do y'all like soak your vegetables and fruits and do all that cleaning after you buy them? I'm liable to die of that because I don't do that either. I probably should. Okay, I've got carrots cut up here that we're going to add here in a minute. I'm going to set those to the side. All right, we're going to take this celery, and I've got my little mini chopper here. Y'all see this little guy right here? I got my little mini chopper all plugged up and ready to go. And it's because you don't want big chunks in your meatloaf, okay? At least I wouldn't think you would. So I'm going to do about this much of celery, okay? I've just cut from the end of it. I like to just take my celery, lay it on its side, and just chop, okay? Now, we're going to put that, the leaves and all. Y'all, if we wasn't supposed to have them leaves on there, they wouldn't be on there. We're just going to put them in there. That was probably maybe like, I'm going to say 1/3 of a cup of celery. Does that sound right? And then I have some red onion already cut up, but we're going to still dice it down further. So I'm going to do like just a little handful. I'm going to throw that in my mini chopper. Okay, can y'all see that little mini chopper so y'all can see what's going on? It's fixing to be loud. Okay, so we've got our celery, and we've got our onion, and we're going to put just a little bit of bell pepper in there. I'm liking it that I can cook while my husband's not home because he's like trying to hide from the camera the whole time. He's like afraid that we're going to get him in there on it. Hello, Sister Solomon and Sister Jeter. Hey, Laura Guyton. Are you still teaching music? What are you doing now? I think I follow you on Facebook, but I can't remember what it is that you're doing. But your young man is growing up. I used to work with her at Lake Forest Middle School in Cleveland. She's a super sweetie. All right, so I've got my bell pepper, and y'all, I just did like a cut off of one side of my bell pepper. That little bit of handful of onion and that little bit of handful of celery. And I am just going to stick it in this mini chopper so we don't have crazy big chunks in our meatloaf. mercy. Okay. I feel like I'm about in need of another mini chopper. This one's actually got little pieces missing off of it, and I still milk it. Hey, Faith. You're getting to be one of my frequent fans. You need a frequent flyer membership. Oh, goodness. Y'all, this week, I'm so close to getting my next 100 level in YouTube. This week, I can guarantee you I'm going to be doing another drawing. I'm super excited. It kind of plateaued for a little bit, and that's okay. But we're getting close. Okay, so you see what it looks like? All right, I'm just going to like scrape it off into my bowl with my gloved hand. And because it's chopped so little, I'm going to pull out some of them big chunks. My husband will run for the border if he gets a big chunk of onion. Okay. Now, I wasn't thinking about the fact either, since I'm just cooking for 2, I probably should have used 1 egg and not 2. Woo, Lordy. But we're just going to go with it. We're just going to go with it. And we'll see how it goes. I don't cook for small groups. I just don't. I'm always cooking for a lot. Okay, now I've got my hand all messy. Y'all, I can't talk and chew gum. All right, I'm going to pull this glove off. And I'm going to throw in, oh, I got to tell you a story about my melting pot garlic and wine. Y'all, when you're in Gatlinburg, go by the Melting Pot restaurant. They don't have it advertised. They don't even have it on the shelf out front for you to see, because, you know, they're all flutesy. But you go in and you ask them, hey, do you sell your melting pot garlic and wine seasoning? And they're going to tell you yes, and it's $3 cheaper than Amazon. So that's what you want to do. You want to get you some garlic and wine. Y'all, I promise you, you won't be sorry. They need to give me some kind of cut on their sales, I'm telling you, because I promote them an awful lot, don't I? It's probably not that easy, but hey, it's a good thought. All right, melting pot garlic and wine. We're going to go in with about a tablespoon. Thank you, Laura. I'm glad that you watch my little cooking shows. All right, that was probably about a tablespoon. Again, we don't have a whole lot of meat here, so we don't want to go overboard with everything. About a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. We're going to go in with just a little bit of onion powder. This is Meatloaf for 2 if y'all are just hopping on. And then I want a little extra of the Italian seasonings. Let's see what I have here. Rosemary, ground rosemary. Y'all, for the longest, I said rosemary. It sounded right to me, and my kids started going, Mom, it's not rosemary. Then my kids at school said, I used to say Italian. What do y'all say? Did somebody correct y'all all the time? My students, man, they get after me. They tell me it's Italian or something like that. Okay. All right, that's good. Now, I'm going to put, if I had some tomato sauce. Hey, Jules. Hey, girl. Okay, I'm making meatloaf for 2, and I'm struggling because I'm used to cooking with about 3 pounds of meat and only had 1 pound. So I'm hoping this turns out good, but you get the gist of it, and then you can do 2 or 3 pounds whenever you want to cook for more than 2 people. Just today, I just have 1 pound of beef, and I wanted to show you how I do my meatloaf. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit of ketchup out of the refrigerator. If I had tomato sauce, I would use that in the meatloaf as well as on the top, okay? Yes, they are the worst at correcting me, Jules. You need to come crack the whip with them kids in my classes. They're all the time making fun of y'all, but let me tell a funny story real quick. I need to shut up, don't I, and cook. My words, you know how they come out, and they always come out wrong. My first year of teaching chemistry, I was nervous. And I'm thinking, man, I got to make sure I say everything right, but I didn't. When I came to teaching the Pythagorean theorem, I looked at that word and all that came out of my mouth was Pythagorean, y'all. That's all they remembered from that lesson. Everything else went out the window. They just kept thinking Pythagorean. So there you go. I'm telling you, y'all, I'm as crazy at school as I am on here. I'm going to get some ketchup, though, since I don't have tomato sauce. Ooh, and I got lucky, and I've got some organic. Maybe it won't be so full of all the junk. Okay, so if you don't have tomato sauce, this is the great part about cooking. You can kind of do your own thing. All right, I'm just gonna, you just watch what I do here because I don't measure it, y'all. I'm just gonna kind of, sounds terrible, doesn't it? It's probably a tablespoon. I want a little bit in there, and then I'm gonna put a little bit on the outside too, okay? All right, so let's go over what we have in here so far. Let me get another glove because I missed, no, I can just do, yeah, I need another glove, hold on. If y'all order gloves to work on in the kitchen, hey Jordan Harris, I like these that are textured. They've got these bumps on them. It helps you to hold on to stuff better. Jordan, I'm making meatloaf for 2. This would be a good one for y'all. Okay, so what do I have in here? 1 pound of grass-fed ground beef from Aldi's. 100% grass-fed ground beef, 93% lean. All right, I added 2 eggs. That might be too much for 1 pound of meat, but I'm trying it. It's already in here. You can't pull it out now. I put in, I chewed up, not literally, but in my, where'd it go? In my mini chopper, I did probably about a 1/4 cup of onion, a 1/4 cup of bell pepper, and a 1/4 cup of celery, and I chopped it up real fine. And I threw it in here. Then I threw me in about a 1/2 cup of steel oats. The quick cook. I can't talk, y'all. And then I put about a teaspoon of maple syrup because normally I like to use the oatmeal that's instant. That's the brown sugar and maple syrup oatmeal. I usually just like throw a pack of that in like a 2 to 3 pound pack. Again, this is a 1 pound pack of meat. So we're going real light on it. And I also used about a teaspoon of brown sugar. All right, it doesn't make it sweet. It's just keeps it from being just so, I don't know. Don't ask me, y'all. All right, I threw in some of my garlic and wine. Jordan, they got it at the Melting Pot restaurant. It's $3 cheaper than on Amazon. And y'all, I almost forgot my favorite, Everglades. Publix, they sell it now. And I looked online and it says Food City does too, y'all. Paula Solomon was looking for it the other day and she couldn't find it at Food City. You can for sure order it off of Amazon. We're going to go in with about a teaspoon of it. Okay. That might have been more like 2 teaspoons. I don't know. Okay, I'm just kind of mushing this all up, and it's going to need, I put gluten-free breadcrumbs in it because I advertised this as gluten-free. I started off with about a 1/2 cup, but I think I need about a 1/2 more cup. You don't want it to be super wet, and that's what this is right now. You want it to be wet, but this is like really wet. So we're going to go in with some more of the gluten-free breadcrumbs, and I'm putting about another 1/2 cup in there. And I think that's better. Y'all see that? That's better. Okay, that's a lot better. All right, now this is the first time I've ever made 1 pound of beef like into meatloaf. My measurements may be way off, but they're going to be really close. But you know, I always post a picture later in the comments so that I can tell you, because sometimes my recipes don't turn out good. Do y'all ever cook and it's a flop? Trust me, this Tootie's Kitchen flops too. All right, so now I'm going to show you what I do next. I have my nifty little Pampered Chef. What do you call these? I don't know what they're called. Dutch oven? Is that what that's called? Okay. And I'm not going to spray it since I'm using a meat that is, oh, y'all, I need to pull up my sleeve. It's not super greasy, but it'll be okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my meatloaf and I'm going to form it into the center of this pan. Y'all, by the time you add all your stuff, this might would feed 3 people. I don't know. Depends on how big of an eater you are. So I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to form it into what looks like a loaf. Oh, I put some Worcestershire sauce in it too, if y'all just hopped on. I'll put the ingredients in the post. I'll drive everybody crazy trying to repeat every time somebody hops on. Okay, so notice I've made like a little ditch on both sides of my meatloaf. Isn't that pretty, y'all? That's looking pretty. Surely that's gonna turn out good. Okay, now I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. This is gonna be like a all-inclusive meal, all right? So now I'm gonna take me some carrots that I got ahead of the game and washed them and peeled them and cut them. Aren't y'all proud of me? Y'all didn't have to watch me do all that. And now I'm just gonna kind of put them, can y'all see that? My lighting, Nick's told me I need to do something about my lighting. I have a ring light, but it isn't doing the job that it needs to do apparently. It needs to be in front of me, and I have a wall right here. I feel like my husband needs to totally redesign my kitchen for this business here. He says I need to hold on. I've got 50 projects going on in this house. All right, we're just gonna line the sides. This is more like a comedian show than a cooking show, except my humor's terrible. All right, we're just lining the sides of it, like so, with carrots. We like carrots. Do y'all like carrots? Oh, did I say Worcestershire sauce right? Oh. Jules, you need measurements. Oh, this is the wrong cooking show for you, except I do try to guesstimate. I try to show y'all. I don't know. I want to do a cookbook, but my Lord, how would I do it? That'd be a nightmare. Okay, so I've got my little carrots all around in my little ditch. And now I went to Zach and Gabby's kitchen while they're not home. And I stole some potatoes because I didn't have them either. Y'all, we went to marriage retreat over the weekend. And so I didn't buy a whole lot of groceries. And so now I'm just giving you what I can. All right, I'm taking these potatoes and I'm just cutting them in half. And I'm going to put them in, I'm going to put them in a bowl because we're going to season them up. We're going to season them before we put them in there. Now, you want to put a little bit, now, here's the deal. Some of y'all may like just regular regular meatloaf with not a lot of juices. We're a juicy family. We like sauces. You ought to see my door of my refrigerator. I've got 9,000 sauces. Anyway, we like juices because I'm going to also get crazy and make rice here in a little bit because we like rice too. Potatoes and rice. We don't get these hips by eating all foods from the ground, but rice comes from the ground and potatoes comes from the ground too. So there you go. All right. That might be too much potatoes. I don't know. Augie might get some. I'll save him 1/2 of one. He likes potatoes. That dog likes everything that crunches. Okay, so Tracy, you said you made some potato soup last week and had this bright idea to add taco seasoning to it. I understand. And I can't see, let's see, what'd you say? Your husband says what? Oh, it was not your favorite. Yeah, I did that one time with spaghetti sauce. I watched Rachel Ray make it with cinnamon and, what was it? Cinnamon and nutmeg. She put a little bit of that in there, and I thought, ooh, yeah, we're going to put that in my spaghetti sauce. And I'm just shaking it in there, and they said it tasted like it was supposed to be an apple pie. So now I just put a little bit, and it's amazing what it does for your chili sauce or your chili or your spaghetti sauce. Just a little, though. You can't get crazy with it. So I understand that. Jules, I wish you could be my kitchen helper, too. You could be my dishwasher. You could be my run to the fridge and the pantry person. Okay, we're going to take it and we're going to put just a little bit of my olive oil. Do y'all remember what I say about my olive oil? Y'all say it with me. One source, glass bottle. What's the other? There's 3. Cold pressed. Okay, I'm extra nuts today. All right. It doesn't have to be this brand, but your best, your healthiest. Hey, Pamela, I love watching your boutique. Y'all need to follow Pamela Morrison. She's got Lene. Oh, Lord, I'm not going to say it right. Put it on here, Pamela, so we can shout out for you. She has a dress boutique, y'all, and she's got the nicest things. I'm having to save my money because I love all these boutiques and all their clothes, and I don't have the wallet for it. Yes, you caught me live. Yes, that's right, Jules. I've taught you right. Okay, you want the right kind of olive oil. Now, all I'm doing is putting a little bit on my potatoes. I'm not putting it in the meatloaf. This was a 2-people meatloaf. I'm just putting enough to coat these potatoes, and then I'm gonna put some seasoning on them because I don't want to season the whole meatloaf again. We've already got seasoning in it. I just want to season. I probably should have done the carrots this way too, but that's all right. All right, we're gonna throw some Italian seasoning. Italian. I'm trying to say it right so my students won't think I didn't go to school to get my degree. All right. Put a little bit of melting pot. They always ask me, who's your favorite class? And I tell them I don't like none of them. I do. I tell them that. They're like, why do you teach then? I tell them because I'm nosy and I like to know all your business, all your love life stuff and your drama. Y'all, there's plenty of that. Woo! I could write a book on high school drama. Lord have mercy. Y'all just would not even believe. It's like taking a walk down memory lane, but I don't think we had that much drama back then. The problem is they know each other's business too much, don't they? They know each other because Facebook and Instagram and all them other, no telling what else. Okay, so I just kind of seasoned it, and the olive oil's helping it to stick to it. And we're just going to kind of put it, y'all remember what I did with the carrots, right? Y'all get over here and watch me. I'm just going to kind of put this around the edges too. My meatloaf's going to almost be wrapped up like a coat on a winter day. All right, so I've just kind of got my potatoes and my carrots just kind of wrapped around it. But you need a little bit of broth for those to cook, because the broth from the meatloaf is not going to be much. And you need a little bit of moisture to cook those vegetables good. So I'm going to get me some. Jules, right now you'd be going to the fridge to get my chicken broth. Chicken broth, beef broth, either one. Okay, some people are like, hey, Eva, how are you? Okay, I would have used chicken broth on my beef. Do y'all ever do that? If you need it just to be broth, a little bit brothy, I have added chicken broth. It's okay. It's okay. Or maybe it's not okay, and that's why I'm crazy, because I use chicken broth with beef sometimes. Maybe I wouldn't be quite so nutty. All right. I'm just going to put a little bit of there and a little bit here on the sides. Probably about a tablespoon on each side of my meatloaf. Because I want a little bit of broth, y'all. But my Pampered Chefware does retain the moisture really well. Okay, now, remember I told you I was going to put some of that tomato sauce if I'd have had it on top, and I don't have it, so I used the organic ketchup. I don't even know how I got organic. Do y'all buy organic? I really don't. I don't know how I got this, but I do have it. So we're gonna throw it in there. I say I don't buy organic. Sometimes I do. If it's not real expensive, it probably really is better for you. Okay, so look at that, how pretty. Now I'm just gonna take my spoon and I'm just gonna paint the top of that meatloaf like that. Now, if I had some bacon, and I don't have any, gotta go to the grocery store, I would have put 2 strips of bacon over the top of that so that when it cooked, that chicken. Tracy, that's your fault. You wrote chicken breath and I saw it and chicken came out my mouth. I would have put 2 strips of bacon right here and let it, just as it cooks, all that seasoning go down there, because bacon goes in everything, doesn't it? All right, y'all, I'm going to put this in the oven on 375, and it is going to probably take about a 3-pound meatloaf usually takes me about 1 hour and 25 minutes. This is only 1 pound. I'm gonna start off with 45 minutes and then I'll let you know what happens, if I have to add to it or if it was too much. So there we are, y'all. That's meatloaf for 2, and it's kind of an all-inclusive meal. I just need what? A salad. Here in a little bit, I'm gonna make some almond flour garlic cheese biscuits. It's like the keto gluten-free version of Red Lobster biscuits. Super good. My students even like it. But I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna have to clean the kitchen and start over. So if y'all want to come back here in a little bit and join me for the biscuits we're gonna have with this tonight. This is a gluten-free meal, y'all. So if you didn't catch all of this, you want to go back and you want to watch what all I put in here and how much I did for, or how much I put in. And yes, I'm going live for that, Pamela. I am, but it's gonna probably be here in about 15 minutes because I gotta clean this mess up and I don't want to bore y'all. I'm gonna clean my mess up and get ready and set up for that, and then I'll be right back on. I love y'all. Thank you for joining me. It's so awesome to see all you guys come on here. Will y'all do me a favor? Will y'all share this and get it out there so I can attach my YouTube channel to it and help build up my YouTube channel? I would appreciate it if y'all do that. Just click share and make my day. But you've already made my day, truly, for being on here with me today. I'll see y'all shortly.